Sorry. Good afternoon and good evening, good morning, wherever you're calling in from. We are so happy to see your lovely faces here and thank you for joining us today. Today we will be doing just something a little different. So after Narelle does the welcoming of country, then we'll just get in and do some, people's stories. So on behalf of myself, Yvonne Mackett, Kenton Patterson from New Zealand, who can't be with us today, and Narelle Walcom from Mackay in Queensland, we welcome you all to On Passive Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy. So I will actually hand you over to our lovely host and presenter tonight, Narelle Walcom.
Thank you, Yvonne, and welcome everyone. It is so lovely to see you all. Honestly, the faces, the support, the love, it really does matter here in Australia and over in New Zealand. We have been sort of away from everybody, a little bit distanced, and we're probably two of the last countries to actually hear about On Passive. So I'm just going to read our acknowledgement of country. We would like to acknowledge the land in which we are meeting on today and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. We would like to thank them for the knowledge they share with us to look after the land and each other. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today we're going to do things a little bit differently. I want to welcome Peter. Thank you for joining us today. I'm not sure whether Deborah just joined in as well, but we welcome each and every one of you. It is midday here in Queensland, morning for some in Australia. Today we're going to run a little bit differently by asking some to come out and share their story about On Passive, so that those who are new can understand and also relate to who you are and what your journey was, because I'm sure their journey in their lives is something similar. So we're going to ask our dear Chris Johnson. Chris is a leadership counsellor within On Passive. Chris has a great lot of knowledge with On Passive and also the things that are happening in the background as well. So if you could just come forward, Chris, and say good day and, your story, please.
Good day, good day, good day. How y'all doing, my family? Peter, welcome. And anyone else that's a guest on here or new, like Peter, welcome to this wonderful family. You changed your life. You just don't know it yet. Matter of fact, all of us don't really realize what is really happening because we signed up to be a founder. Over the last year and a half, a month and a half, myself and Narelle, we joined. The rest, some of those people out here joined in the beginning, some in the middle, some yesterday. Okay, but you changed your life for the better. You joined an amazing company. Okay, I know I joined an amazing company that changed me completely. I've learned so much from going to these webinars, not just about people, but I learned about cultures. I mean, I knew nothing about Australia and New Zealand. I know a little bit now. I mean, I got a hat, so I'm an Aussie guy. What do you call it? What's the guy called, Narelle?
Crocodile Dundee, mate. Crocodile Dundee.
We'll take the Crocodile Dundee. But I realized when I got into this, I signed up literally in 15 minutes. It took me, I'd say, about a week to actually start watching webinars. And then when I really understood what Ash Mafar was really trying to do, it changed me. And then I went on to a few webinars and I listened to some stories about, now I've never done MLM. I listened to people's stories about MLM and how they crashed and burned, how they gave a ton of money. And the first question I asked the person that signed me up, which was Peter Shore, I said, listen, man, do I gotta buy a bunch of CDs? He said, nope. I go, do I gotta buy books? He said, nope. I said, do I gotta get all dressed up every day and go to a meeting somewhere 10 hours from here? He said, nope. And all those no's were checks on my list. Okay. All you really got to do is spend that $97 and the rest of the history after we launch. But I'm thinking, wow, because in the past I've watched people do Amway and all kind of crazy things on the internet. Why? They were just tired of going to that same job that they really didn't like. And that was me. I did something for 32 years at one job. that I truly didn't like, but I did it because I knew I had to pay my bills, take care of my family. Was it easy? No, I did it. I made it. I'm proud, but I'm also mad that I wasted 32 years of my life on someone else's time. I mean, I lost 32 years of time because I literally worked everything I possibly could. I was lucky enough to retire at 53 years of age. And not that I wanted to retire, I just couldn't take it anymore. My body was slowly wearing down on me. My mind was going crazy, not knowing what time it was, not knowing what day it was. It was really something that probably most of us on here have gone through. You know, it's not fun. Now we have a company that Pete said, Chris, it's going to be all done for you. Man, when I heard those words, I was like, what do you mean it's all done for you, Chris? I'm telling you, it's all done for you. And that was it for me, man. I plugged in, went crazy. I talked to as many people as I could about it. I shared it. I wasn't afraid of people being negative toward me because I worked for the auto industry. I know what negative is all about. All right. I can tell you stories that'll make you cry of things that I had to go through in the auto industry, but I'm used to negative. All right. But I love positive. There's always going to be a negative when you ask somebody, they're like, oh, one of those things. And I'm going to tell you the truth. All right. Probably 98% of people in this world have never been scammed. 2% of people might have been scammed. All right. But they just told you about it and it scared you. And one thing I like to say is don't ever be scared to tell someone the truth about it passive. And they're either going to believe it or they're not. But guess what? Very soon when we launch to the world, they're all going to believe you. That's why I tell people, keep talking about it. It's truly an amazing company, and what it's going to do for you, your family, your country, the world, it's just going to explode. And I can't tell you any more than that. But when it explodes, Yvonne and Narelle's hair is going to be standing straight up. I promise you that. And probably everyone's going to be crying with joy. So that's all I got right now. I'm talking way too much, Narelle. Go ahead. Take it back.
Right. Thank you, Chris. And Chris comes in from Michigan in the US, Peter, and any of the others who are new here. So we welcome you in, Chris, and thank you so much for always sharing. I think what you'll find here is that we are a group of people, a massive group of people, but those who get together, which is a lot all over the world, who come together with the same love, with the same vision that our CEO handed down. And that was, you know, to bring balance back to humanity. And I think that when you see and have a look at the faces here, you'll see the heart of the people, not just the fact that people came in definitely for the residual income. That is definitely going to be there. But one of the things we are told is that's a done deal. So what are you going to do with your extra income once you've done for yourself? So I'd like to open up if anybody would certainly like to share. I see Robert has his hand up. Robert, would you like to come forward and share with us today?
Thanks very much. Sorry about not having my photo up there. I just don't know how to do that. Now, I'm from Australia, and the reason why I'm speaking today is that I got into, well, wasn't even called ONPASSIVE then, was the two videos that Ash Farah put out. I got that from my upliner in August of 2018. So I've been in since August 2018. And I got in simply because I enjoyed the videos, what Ash Farah had said, but I understood him straight away. I didn't have to be convinced at all. I just got my money out and put it on because I knew that marketing online was very, very difficult. It was the hardest thing you can do. I've done my money like everybody else has. We've gone to this particular program, to that one. So I just got in and actually kept quiet about it. I didn't tell anybody about it at all. And my brother in January 2019, he said, "You got something going, mate?" I said, "Yeah, I have." It was then, I think it was called ONPASSIVE. And I signed him up. And then from there, we got somebody else in. They're all Aussies down here. We haven't really got anybody from overseas. I keep them all updated. I'm on all the Zooms with Ash Farah. I know what's going on. I know Chris Johnson very well because it was his birthday 20 times last week. And really at the end of the day, I didn't know what it is today is totally different to what it was when I was back there. And you'll find that Ash Mafara has said that it changed within 2018, became 19. But I think the best part about this has grown into something beautiful. And the thing I like about it is the humanitarian side of it, because, you know, we can all make money, but the hardest part is to look after yourself and then help somebody. So we've got a tool here that can actually bring us further along than we've ever thought. I was on the last, on the O-Founders that we've been introduced to. I was on there for 7 hours. I barely could get off. It was that just listen to everybody talking. And so that's me. I look, you know, I've been marketing for years. I haven't been successful. I'm in another company where it still got to launch. And if you think you're waiting for something that's taken 3 years, I'm still waiting after 7 years. So I'm very, very patient. And I understood as soon as I knew Ash Mafara had 300 or 400 or 500 IT guys on there, I knew it was a monster. And so I don't know, you can ask me a question. I'm that excited about it. I'm now lost for words.
Yeah, absolutely, Robert. And well done. You know, those who have been in right from the beginning. And I know, Robert, that when Ash Mafara started ONPASSIVE, and you're right, it didn't have a name in the beginning. Yep. What he found that he wanted to do a marketing platform, you know, something that would help people with their marketing, because we all know how hard that is. And not just that it's that hard, you've got to learn the terminologies to use. And not only that, you've got to have deep pockets. But what he found was when he went out there to see what platforms could be used, he found that they were old technology and they weren't going to cut it for the years to come, you know, in advancement in technology, you know, AI technology, machine learning. And I think that's where, you know, things began to change for him. And once he set his mind to this is it, we're doing this, do or die, is basically what Ash says. Then it started to grow. And once it started to grow, it built momentum till now. And we have 1,082,000 founders. You know, what company do you know that has that amount of founders or had that amount of founders before they went into launch? You know, you look at Apple or Facebook or any of those, and how many founders was there in those companies? You know, what's his name? Zuckerberg. he invited 4 or 5 of his friends, 2 turned up, you know, into his garage. Some of these places launched from their garage, from a shed. You know, we're launching from a Hyderabad office, which has 6 stories, which has something like about 800 with a predicted 1,000 employees, you know, support, as well as the best of the best tech team. You know, I mean, how incredible is that? So Peter, you are certainly in the right place at the right time. Now I'm going to stop talking because I can talk till the cows come home. So I'm going to look at all these beautiful faces. Oh my gosh. And who's the first one I saw? Marty DeGamo. You would not believe it, with such a beautiful face. Marty, I'm going to call you out, but I'm just going to call one of our founders first, because I know Ellen has been in for a long time. Ellen, if you have a little story that you would like to share with our people today, we would love to hear from you. So thank you, Ellen.
Hi, thank you, honey. Yeah, my name's Ellen, and I'm here in the United States. I travel around a lot. I have been through the gamut with the financial industry, and it took me out with my health, with the stress in the financial industry. And I've tried many other things to do. I ended up on disability. I ended up homeless. It's been really difficult. And the hope returned when ONPASSIVE came my way. I ran into a friend of mine that I've known for over 20 years, and he grabbed me by the hand one day at an event, and he didn't tell me anything about ONPASSIVE. 2 days later, he shot me a message about ONPASSIVE, and like Chris, within 15 minutes, I was already signed up. they hadn't even finished the first 15 minutes of the presentation, and I was sending him messages saying, "You've got to be kidding me. Is this for real?" And he was like, "Get back on the call, get back on the call." He's messaging me back. And I'm like, "No, I need to sign up now. I'm not getting back on the call." And I signed up, and then I got back on the call. It was a no-brainer for me. I mean, I knew that this was what I needed to do, and this is what Source wanted me to do, because my vision as a visionary myself was to help other people and to try to help with the homelessness in the United States and around the world, to help with people that are suffering from mental health disorders, people that are suffering from overdoses at an alarming rate. And so I've been all in, just following around, following Chris, following James, trying to field out all the negativity and go straight to the positivity of what's going on here, trying to sift through some of the misinformation and disinformation that comes about. And Chris always with laughter brings me in the right direction. And James as well. We've been communicating more and more as I've gotten, to know everybody a little bit better, and I've been on more of the platforms and the webinars, and I find some that are really good for me. And I got pulled to this one tonight, and I know there's a spiritual reason why. It's the first night of Hanukkah. My extended family is down in Australia. They sent me a message first thing this morning when I opened my eyes, and now here I am tonight following the yellow brick road, looking for Toto. Chris, give me back Toto, please. I want my dog back. Give me back Toto. I don't know where the heart is, but give me back Toto. I don't know. I love everybody, and I'm just having the best time with Ash and everybody that's on this ride. We're all family, and it's all based on love. It's all the universal connectivity of the electrical grid, which is love. And with that, we'll be able to persevere and move on, and we'll be able to help everybody in our grassroots of our communities. And I firmly believe that. I mean, no, if I get kicked out of where I am now for whatever reason, I'll be back in my car homeless again. But I know that I'll have hope, because right down the road, we're going to launch, and then there'll be apples dropping, and I'll be able to help myself, help my family, and help my community. And that's all that I've wanted to do my whole life as a humanitarian. When I look back to when I was 2, I've been a humanitarian, and I've pulled back the onion, and I've realized that this is what I've wanted to do my whole life. But I was caught in the 3D matrix of trying to sustain myself and provide for my family and everything. And I couldn't do what I really wanted to do and what my sole purpose was. So, God bless everybody, and may love and light shine upon everybody in ONPASSIVE and around the world. And I appreciate you all. Thank you for asking for me to speak.
Thank you, Ellen. We appreciate you being here, and we celebrate you. And I think, as you just mentioned, the journey that you've been on, the many trials, tribulations, in a sense, it's only when we hit rock bottom that we find that there's only one way out, and that's up. Okay, there is a light, and usually you'll find that it's actually inside yourself. Okay, that's where we need to start looking, is inside ourselves. Be who you are. Don't be what other people expect of you or think of you or whatever. And one of the things I just want to share this quickly is that, with a lot of those other companies, they want you to be like somebody else. They want you to say what somebody else says. Just do what I do. Just say what I say. But we find that that's where we struggle a lot, because they don't use the same words. How can I follow a man when I'm a woman? How can I say or have the same way of saying things? And that's where we fall short. And then after about 2 weeks of the excitement sort of waning off a little bit, we start to think, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I can't do what they do, because they put these high expectations on us of being like they are. And that's where we fail, and we procrastinate very quickly into a lot of those other companies and think, this is just not going to happen for me. So again, I know, Marty, you're here for a little bit, I hope. I just want to bring out, because you know what? We never hear from this lady, okay? We've heard her story only a little bit, and she is Australian enough to call her an Australian girl. So I want to bring out Yvonne Mackett, because I know she has a story that you would love to hear. And Yvonne, please share with those here tonight your story. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Narelle. Hi, everybody, and welcome to all the new people that have just jumped on. Lovely to have you all here. My story, obviously, I have, well, not obviously, because you don't know, maybe. I actually lived in the UK, and I came over to Australia for a better life with 4 children. It's been a tough life. My husband worked very hard, or my ex-husband worked very, very hard, and done his best. And I also worked very hard. I was a hairdresser, so I used to work as a freelance hairdresser because I had 4 very young children to bring up. I didn't know anyone in Australia apart from one couple, that was it, who came from the same town as me. So we had to start completely from scratch. And it was very difficult to get a job for the first 6 months because we were out from the UK and they like their own people somehow. It was hard. But we got by. I ended up doing network marketing to try and get an income to come in, you know, from another source, as you do. And I've been in network marketing for 30 years. Did I make it? No. Could I sell? I sold the benefits of whatever I had because I believed in it, and I'd done it great one-on-one. But did it give me the financial help that I needed? No, it didn't. I was very patient. I'd only been in 2 companies, and I'd done everything they said, but I just could not market. I couldn't market online. I didn't have the money to be successful. I just couldn't do it. So once I heard about ONPASSIVE, I was told while I was doing a presentation on one of my other products and in my other business, and I wasn't interested because I said, if I cannot make this second business in MLM work, I'm not going to do anything again because it takes up all my time, and I do commit all my time to whatever I do. And I waited a couple of months and I took one of my products to somebody who asked for it, and they sat me down and they actually told me about this company. I'm not sure if it's this company, I've got to tell you that. They told me about a company and I thought, this is exactly what I need. This is everything that I can't do that I need. So I went and told a couple of my friends, and one of them said, and she's been in marketing for, you know, I was with her in marketing for 29 years. So she was my leader. She said, don't go to it. I've seen it before. Don't do it. And she really tried to put me off, but there's something pulling me to it. And I thought, no, I'm going to take a look at this. And then I told another friend, and she said, it sounds like what I'm in already. And I said, well, who are you in with? And she goes, well, Colin. I went, Colin told me this a couple of months ago. Oh my goodness, if this is what it is, sign me up. So literally there and then I signed up. She's under Colin, that's fine. Colin's happy with that. I'm in, and I started sharing straight away. And I think I got 17 people in within 2 weeks. And then my friend was in my ear, kept saying, Yvonne, don't do it, don't do it. This isn't right, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And you know what? It really, you know, hurt me a bit because I so believed in this, and she kept going in my ear. And I thought, oh my God, I don't want to bring people in if this is going to be. But, you know, something stronger came over me and said, you know, I'm just going to do this. So I kept sharing and sharing. Despite a lot of negatives, people did trust me and they jumped in. And I think they've jumped in for trusting me, and they're passive. But you know what? They're going to be really happy. And I am so proud and so honored to be part of this journey with all you guys. And I'm so grateful to Ash Mafara for thinking. It felt like he was thinking of me when he brought this business into fruition, because oh my God, I am so happy. So that's my journey, and I know that I'll be able to look after my family now instead of them trying to look after me. So I'm so grateful. So thank you.
Thank you for sharing. I just wanted to bring Yvonne out because Yvonne and I met through OnPassive earlier this year. We became very close. We wanted to share OnPassive out to the world. And that's exactly what we've been doing for the last few months, at least, sharing this out to whoever, and particularly in our country, Australia and New Zealand. You know, it's really important that our people too, you know, we're in a very rich country, so to speak, compared to a lot of others, you know, in the third world countries. And I don't like calling them, but certainly those less privileged than ourselves. When we feel blessed, we want to bless others. And that's hugely important in my life. And I know in a lot of other people's lives. So thank you, Yvonne. You are an amazing lady. You certainly love and support myself and those around you for sure. So thank you once again for sharing with us. Okay, so it might be time to bring Marty out. I know that there's a few on here. Please, if you do want to share a little of your story, please raise your hand and we will take you in turn. It works better that way than just blurting out, and for me to just keep picking people because, yeah. Anyway, Marty's here. Marty, we have a few very new founders. We have Peter, who is a founder for 2 days. We have others on that may be guests. But, you know, if you want to share something with them, a little about your story and why OnPassive, you know, then we would appreciate that today. So thank you, Marty.
Fantastic. All of you are in good hands with Narelle and Yvonne. Let's put that down on the table first. And Peter, you are one lucky man to find OnPassive. I'll tell you that right now. No, I've been working online for 17 years and MLM business for a total of probably 30 years, 35 years, something like that. And I was looking for OnPassive 30 years ago. I just didn't know it because I didn't know what I didn't know. But I found out very painfully that 97 or 98% of the people that come online to make money actually lose money. And then there's a small percentage that break even. And those are the ones that are jumping for joy, which is pretty sad. It shouldn't have been that way, but it was. I was able to, after some time, learn how to drive traffic myself. So I met up with Dan Street and Mike Ellis, and we formed a team in OnPassive called OnPassive Nation. And the reason I love OnPassive, and I'll never go anywhere else, I never looked at anything else. This is all I once I got it and it was inside me and I understand what was really going on, I was sold. It was in my bone marrow. I don't think of anything else. I don't look at anything else. And I'm going to tell you a major reason why. Even though myself, Mike, and Dan could build teams of thousands, it never lasted. And let me tell you why. Because most of the people didn't have 10, 12 hours a day to learn how to drive traffic. They have lives. They're single parents, single mother, single father, poor. You have to have money to learn how to drive traffic. You have to be able to buy all these little gadgets. And we just stopped. When OnPassive launched, we stopped. AWeber was $400 a month. There was an app that we paid for was $200 a month. There was a page builder that cost $500 a month, and we spent $2,000 on ads in the beginning. So add all that up. Would you give that up for about $300 one time out of your pocket? It's not brain surgery, right? It's not brain surgery. And when I didn't see Ask Me Forrest videos when I got in. I just knew Red Redford and Peter Rogers. I didn't know anything about Ask. And I asked them simple questions. Can I make money? Yep. Can anybody I'd bring in make money? Because I really did not like the idea of saying, hey, Fred, come in this business, you're going to make money, because that's a lie. Because the chances of Fred making money are pretty darn slim. And when I brought in Sally and told her the same thing, and then I said, well, I'll help them. How many people can you help duplicate what you do? A handful? You know what a handful gets you? You break even. You might make a couple bucks. then what happens once you finally, something happens and you're getting above ground, you log into the company and it's gone. It's not even there. Or you log in and they change the rules. You have to buy more, the bigger you get, the more you have to purchase. Auto ships and all that. I went, you gotta be kidding. I didn't have the money to build my own system. I don't have the nerve to do what Ash did. Nobody I've ever met would do what he did. No one would do it, guaranteed. So when I found out about it, I said, my gosh, so you're telling me I can do what I love doing. I love marketing. And every time I bring somebody in that helps me and indirectly helps someone else, yes, I'm in. Went back to Mike Dan, we're all in, and that's what we did. And anytime I bring somebody or share this business, it helps them, it helps me, and it helps the people under them. No company I've ever been in did that. They're not made that way. So then I said, well, it's very important I meet this guy, this Ask Me Farah guy, because he sounds like he's not real. I mean, who is this crazy man, right? So one night he called me and he saw what we were doing. We were pushing pretty hard. So he called me and said, this is Ask Me Farah, I'm your friend. I said, okay, I'm glad to hear that. It's a good thing to hear that from the CEO. And he asked me some questions, what we're doing, and he said, is there anything I could do for you? And I said, I think you're doing pretty well by building me a multi-million-dollar business for $97 and maybe $300 one time out of pocket. He said, no, is there anything I could do for you right now? Yeah, we're having a Zoom on Saturday. It'd be nice if you came, and he did. He absolutely did. And he said more in that Zoom than I've ever heard him say. He talked about his journey and why he did ONPASSIVE and why he got a bad name, people slamming him, because here's what happened with Ask Me Farah. He was a expert marketer. And I mean, I wouldn't make a pimple on his behind marketer, okay? I mean, he's stratospheres above me. And he would get into a business, build tens of thousands of people under him. And what happened? He couldn't bring them with him. So he would make systems and give it to them to help them get up where he was. Maybe they wouldn't get where he was, but they could make money. And what happened? A lot of the people didn't do the system, and then the company would fold. And what did the company do? What did the people do? You know why it folded? Because they asked me for it. You know why? It's the only person they saw. They didn't see their CEO every day or every week like we do. They blamed the big affiliate, and that's who he was. And that's why you'll get bad things about him online. And it makes sense. I knew that anyway. I don't believe people online anyway. But then one day I asked him, why are you doing this? He said, well, I have no desire to be the richest man in the world. What I want, what I need, I've had all the little toys and stuff. And when you get past that, you realize I wanted more out of life. I wanted to make an impact on human beings. And I thought if I build a business that everybody wins, everybody's the boss, everybody has their own business, it could change the world. How much can I do as one person, he told me. Really, how much can I do as one person? How much can a million people do with the resources? Well, I thought, wow, it's pretty powerful. It's insane, but it's powerful. And I asked him one day when he was, you picture he's working 100 hours a week, maybe. Even when he's off on this vacation, he's working. I just text him. He's working with the staff right now on his vacation. He works and he's a maniac in a good way, guys. So when you tell him I said he's a maniac, it means good. But I asked him one day, I said, hey, Ash, I got a question for you. If and when you have any time, what do you do? Oh, because I was off yesterday. We had 4 hours off. What'd you do? We went to Costco and filled up a minivan full of food and water and gave it to the poor. And that was his day out. He just enjoyed that. And he said, while I was doing it, I was thinking, how about if I give good-hearted people the opportunity to make enough money to do the same thing? And there was 1 million vans out there giving away food and water to the poor. And that's how he thinks, leveraging. And the company is nothing but leverage. It's a leverage of love because normal people would not get in this business. I'm telling you right now, the reason you don't see marketers here, I mean, I'm a marketer, but normal marketers, you know why you don't see them? Because they can't make money today. But I want to tell you something, I mean this. They're coming. And they're going to be coming in by the tens of thousands. And they're going to be under you instead of over you. I'm telling you right now. You'll have some marketer, one day you'll wake up with 10,000 extra people because some big marketer came in and brought in a team that he has. Seriously. And this opportunity will never come again. If you're thinking about coming in and you don't do it, and you got all the facts, if you got all the facts and you decide it's not for you, I got a little story for you. I think Key Wendell knows it very well. Go to the hardware store, buy a really good shovel, dig a hole and jump in it, and then have your neighbor bury you because you're already dead. Okay? I'm not kidding. It doesn't make sense to look around. There's nothing out there that'll do what this guy's doing for us. Nothing. You guys saw on Friday a small piece of what he's got. And he told me, you're lucky if you know 10%. So we're very, very lucky. I didn't come on here to talk, but you make me talk. Anyway, don't interrupt. But anyway, that's what's up. If you pass it up, I'm not really good in vocabulary. You're an idiot. You're a complete moron. If you can get in, get in. You deserve it. I know many people lay in bed at night looking up and praying to God that things get better. Knock, knock, it's here. Take it. What are you waiting for? $97? You kidding? You know how much money I lost online? I can't say it. My wife's sitting next to me, but a lot. Like choke a horse money. But no, this is your time. Go for it. And everybody helps each other. I haven't built my team in a year. Is it building? Yeah. From what I did in the beginning. Why? Leveraging. This company is leveraged. If Narelle brings somebody in, it helps somebody else. Any one of you bring somebody in, it helps someone else. Never in the history of businesses has that ever been. And you can get help from anyone. I don't care if you have your own Zoom and you say, I want somebody to come help me. You'll have 50 people come, even if they don't even know who you are. I just left another meeting to come here. There was 150 people on that meeting. It's going bigger and bigger and bigger. But we're running out of time. That big loud noise you hear, that's not thunder. That's the doors of ONPASSIVE closing to founders. And once it closes, you cannot get in. Don't even try it.
Marty,
You know, Ash has had friends, Narelle, ask him for a spot in O Founders. He said, get in line, find somebody to sign up under.
Yeah, get on him.
That's all I got.
Yeah, absolutely. And I forgot what I was going to say then. I just want to reiterate for people that are here from Australia and New Zealand that the 97 that these US people talk about is US dollars. So when you signed up or when you registered as a founder within ONPASSIVE, it is equivalent to 97 US dollars. So, you know, in Australia, it's about 136. I know somebody the other day must have got on a bad day when the dollar wasn't riding too well. It was 141 Australian dollars, but it does depend on how the dollar is floating against the US. But please be aware of that. Marty, you are fantastic. You always share from your heart. We do acknowledge that you are very close to our CEO, Ash Mafara, and know so much, you know, that is happening, and you want to share that and come on and support so many to do that. We see you everywhere, and Chris and many of the people and the faces here, as Marty just said, they want to share, they will be there supporting and loving you. I just want to go over to Peter quickly, because Peter, I know that you are very new, but is there a question that you might have? Because while Marty is here, or Chris, or any of those that can answer, maybe, you know, something that you think, well, I don't really understand that bit. Is there something there that you'd like to ask first before we go forward?
Look, not at this stage. I'm just happy to keep listening and learning a little bit more. I've been in MLMs for the last 10 to 12 years myself. So, you know, it's not anything new to me. And I was predominantly with the health and wellbeing industry. So I didn't make much money there at all. In fact, I probably lost a lot. But I'm still doing it. I do it because I love the business. I love the industry. I did work in a corporate position most of my life, and I've done the MLMs on the side, but hoping to become a millionaire, but that never happened. So, and
I
that's,
think, yeah, and I think that's exactly where most of us have come from. I just want to make it very clear, though, that ONPASSIVE is not an MLM company. It's not an MLM platform. We have a proprietary and patented payment plan that has never been seen before. We do not, under any circumstances, come in as an MLM. We are not selling you anything. This is a complete business solution for marketing and for business. Like I said, you don't come in and work for ONPASSIVE. You join as a founder, and ONPASSIVE goes to work for you. Okay, that's the complete difference there. You know, it really is something like you've never seen before. And if anyone wants to jump in and share a little bit more about what that is, so Peter, you know, has more understanding about the platform of ONPASSIVE, then please pop forward and share with us. Anyone? Key? I'll call you out. You know I will.
All right, I put my hand up.
Thanks, John.
Basically, now with MLMs, in order to make money with an MLM, you need to recruit other people. Plain and simple. With ONPASSIVE, as a founder, you don't have to do that, and you will make money. Simple explanation.
Yeah, thanks, John. You're right. And I think, Peter, you would know, if you've been in MLM for many years, as you said, 10 to 12 years, you will find that if you don't recruit and sell, you don't get paid. Now, most of the time, and I've been in a few of those as well, whether it be wellness or cleaning products or whatever it is, because there's quite a few out there, and they're getting more and more by the year, because it is a big, you know, multi-billion-dollar business, not just online, but for those looking for better health, particularly with what's been happening and things like that. But what I found was that in 2019, I joined a company, and I'd been looking online. I'd actually given up, but I was coerced into doing this one. And I bought the package, you know, the package, the one that if you buy the lot, it's so much cheaper. Well, that package, and I bought for the next probably 2, 3, 4 months, maybe. And I didn't buy that package every month, but I had to buy product to be able to keep me at a level to go forward. Now, my first check was about $8.32. My next one was up a little bit more, but I never made over $38. Okay, so there was nothing. I was spending, you know, $200 or $300 per month to get a check for $32. But the thing is, when I stopped, right, the only thing I found was I had a cupboard of stuff that actually lasted me for well over 12 months, because I didn't have to buy anymore, and I wasn't losing any more money, and I didn't have to buy those products from the supermarket either. So for 12 months longer, I had product available to me. But the thing is, how much did I have to spend in the beginning and each month just to stay in the company, you know? And then some of them actually charge you that yearly renewal fee, which is fine. You know, ONPASSIVE has a renewal for your foundership as well. At the end of the year, they will. There is a charge there to keep going. But guess what? It's going to come out of your O-wallet. Now, Peter, you may not know much about the O-wallet, and I would love to bring somebody on who may be able to explain that a little bit better for you. So, who would like to put up their hand? Key, Kevin. Key, would you like to explain a little bit about the O-wallet that Peter might understand that a little bit better, please?
I'll do the best I can, Narelle.
Thank you.
And Marty, Chris, or Kevin, anybody else, Pam can back me up, but we will have a online wallet. And if you do any online banking, you should be very comfortable with our online wallet. And anybody who participates in OnPassive, you will be able to transfer funds directly to other members, or if you have a product that you wish to sell and your customers are in OnPassive, they can purchase those products from you from our market merchant account, or whatever you have that you're selling, with just a punch of a button and transfer it. But it's very similar to online banking. You'll log in and it's just one wallet now. You'll have a funded, you'll have areas within that wallet where your commissions will go. And then for your monthly subscription, you'll just transfer from your wallet. But if you've done online banking, and none of us have seen it, but the way that it's been described, if you do any online banking now, it'll be very similar, and it should be pretty seamless for you to follow along with it. But that's my best understanding. Marty or Chris, Kevin, anybody?
Thank you. I just want to add there too, Peter, with the O wallet, Key just sort of explained that it's fairly easy to utilize. However, there are going to be different departments, compartments, whatever you want to call, within that O wallet. Now, when we say a once out of pocket payment to start your subscription, because this is a subscription based company, that is your between $200 and $300 US dollars, and you'll only have to pay that once. That's a promise. Okay, the rest will come out of profits. And as Marty has explained before, and I may get Marty back on to do this, he spoke about, for the first time in history, those people, those big marketers are going to be coming under us, the founders. Can you imagine them coming in, because they're only having to pay $250 roughly US to be able to have all of the products available to them. These companies are using thousands and thousands, even just the Zoom platform alone for OnPassive, the corporate Zoom platform, which holds up to 20,000 people, is about $10,000 a month. Now, we have unlimited in a lot of our platforms, whether it be Zoom, we have a social media platform, which is going to start off with all of us as founders. There's a lot of other platforms out there, which you may have seen. I think one's called Clubhouse. I'm not going to go into them because I don't really know a lot. I've been invited to a few. People stick with what they know. But the thing is, everybody's getting sick of Facebook. They're over it. They are dumb. You see it every day, everywhere, and we're going to have a clean, everything about OnPassive is clean. It's new, it's AI technology, it's never seen before. So that's where the difference comes in. But just back to the O wallet quickly. So those profits that you make will firstly go into your, say, funding wallet, which will then pay for your next month's subscription. And then the rest will go into your wallet, meaning that you can go in there at any time. You don't have to wait for a monthly check or a monthly deposit into your account. As soon as there's money into that O wallet, that part of it that belongs to you, then you can withdraw that. And that's what the exciting part is. We have a lot of countries that have joined, that are very poor countries. So we're talking Papua New Guinea, Uganda, South Africa, Haiti. There's a lot of countries there where they've really had to struggle just to make the payment to become a founder. But those people, they get $10 in their wallet, they're going to be excited. You know what I mean? For us, we're not going to show much excitement for $10, but for them, this is the difference it's going to make. That's where the balance is going to come back to humanity. I really do think that none of us, as Marty said, understand the volume that are going to come to on Passive because of what we have available. I don't know whether you've looked at the website yet, Peter, onpassive.com. It's worth having a look. There's 20 platform tools there that are available to look at. There's videos on some of them. There's information on others. We have 50 plus products that Ash has put together. They will be slowly released over time. We have about 7 or 8, I think now, that we will go into semi-launch, where we will actually be having a play with them, seeing if they assume if we can break them, but just really sort of like, going in and trying them all out. Remember, these are products that, even though we might be using them right now, and that's the thing, this is not, this is new technology as far as the platforms go, but these are products that people are already using. If you have an email account, whether it be Gmail, Yahoo, AOL, whatever, we have OMail. Whether you have a Connect like Zoom, that's going to be exciting. Peter, I don't know whether you heard, but there's a translator within, language translator within our Connect Zoom platform thingy, similar, that's going to convert your English into 57 different languages. Academy, teaching online, people can put their lessons, their teachings, everything is going to be there in Academy, and they're going to be paid for a lifetime of people coming in and using that platform. That has amazing, and it also, I think, has about 28 different languages. So you could teach here in Australia, and somebody in Japan or France or Germany can and listen to yours. So there really is so many platforms. I'd love for somebody to come out and share a platform that they, absolutely are excited about. Looking forward to that one coming out. Mine is Oh Bless, Peter, but I'll share that at another time. So is there anyone who would like to share a platform that, really excites them, that they really want to see, that they've already used something similar, or on that level, but they know that this is going to make a big difference? Jay Wu, do you have something? Oh, she's just slipped off. She knew I was going to ask her.
I think you should talk about Oh Bless, Narelle. Chris is going to do a big project with Oh Bless.
Okay.
And
okay.
I mean, that ties into the wallet, and I think it's a good time for that.
Okay, thank you, Key. Jay Wu, I will allow you to just go first, because my Oh Bless may take a couple of minutes. But is there something that excites you, one of the platforms that's coming up, that you think, wow? You need to unmic yourself.
Sorry about that. I'm on my tablet instead of my desktop, so
that's okay.
It's a little bit difficult. I wasn't even really raising my hand, but because it's a tablet, it's the mechanics are so much different. I'm really excited about our social media video platform. And the reason that I'm so excited about O Connect, O Network, in our case, is it's one of the products that we'll be offering that combines the most common tools for everyday people, not necessarily marketing. So we're talking about the tools that allow you to talk to someone around the country with or without video. That's so exciting. That's so exciting to be able to talk now on that platform with friends who speak a different language, and they can hear you. They can read the subscript. And I'm a multinational person. I have friends around the world, and it's difficult to communicate with them, even though we have so much in common. So, the smile of love is what has worked in the past. You see them, that you have the same morals, beliefs, and love of family, etc., but you can't really express yourself. So I'm really excited about those platforms because, first of all, ONPASSIVE itself has brought a global community together before it even launched, and to bring forth a tool that allow us to further express ourselves and unite in a united purpose, or even your personal desires to help and do will no longer be inhibited because of the breach of boundaries and language. So I'm really excited about OConnect and ONetwork because of that, because the world is on the internet now. And if you can't communicate well there, you're still handicapped.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you, Jay. That was really well explained, you know, because it really is where we are now is at the forefront of technology, taking that next big step. You know, we've had it there, we've had it available. There's been sort of, I suppose it had to start somewhere, just like as a child, you know, they don't just get up and walk. They've got to crawl, or they've got to, you know, learn to sit up and things like that. So the fact is, ONPASSIVE is 5 years basically ahead of those companies because of what Ash has built, you know, because he resourced the best of the best tech team. It really is going to make an impact in the world. And when people start to see, and not just us, you know, we're the founders, fantastic, but those who are in small, medium and large business, oh my gosh, you know, they're just going to be scrambling, and we will be the hunted, because people will want to, you know, have the benefits of the products that are available through ONPASSIVE. So thank you, Jay. Peter, we don't go for much over an hour, but I will share with you about OBless. And some of the people on here have heard my story, but I just want to share it so that those who are here for the first time may not have heard it before. I have a great niece, Mimi. Mimi was born with cerebral palsy. From the time that she was born and was able to walk, she has been unable to walk. So she turned 9 this year. Mimi's a tiny little thing that has the most beautiful smile, and she inspires me daily. Her parents in Australia here, they travel from Bundaberg, Queensland to Sydney when they can, twice a year with and have treatments for Mimi with a company called Napa. That's a US company in Sydney. Now, there's no health benefit, you know, health insurance or government help or anything like that. So when they go down for a 3-week block, it costs between $8,000 and $10,000. Now, that's a lot for anyone to pay. He's a school teacher in a private school, but that doesn't make their pay any better. His wife obviously has to look after. They had 5 children in total, and Mimi was their last, and she's had to take care of Mimi all that time because Mimi can't walk and needs a lot of help and aid. Now, they go down twice a year. They also have localized, well, within 4 hours of where they live, they have to travel down to Brisbane and the Gold Coast to have treatments down there. But those treatments in Sydney with Napa are the best treatments. And some of those machines that Mimi is put on that actually strap her little tiny body into these machines that do the walking for her are $190 for an hour. Now, the reason why I joined ONPASSIVE was because a friend of mine, because I fundraised to help my niece and her husband for Mimi's treatments, and it's the only thing that I can actually help with in that way. So I fundraise, and every year I've fundraised either on Facebook or GoFundMe. And I'm very thankful and grateful for my dear Facebook friends who always are able to contribute towards those payments for Mimi. However, what I didn't know until recently was that Facebook and GoFundMe and all the other platforms take about 15 to 30% of the money off the top. Now, when I found that out, I was really sad. And when I found out that this year alone in 2021, that the revenue that they will earn is 114 billion, and you can tell I get emotional, because how many people could $114 billion help? You know, why are they doing that? I could understand a small admin fee, but to take 15 to 30% away from those people, and some of them even take more than that, away from the people who they're the ones who need the help. You know, they're the ones that are struggling. That's why we fundraise. And it could be your community, it could be a cause, you know, it could be somebody that you want to help. Somebody's having major surgery, somebody's died in the family, you know, and they need money for funeral costs. And these crooks are taking 15 to 30% off the top. It's just wrong. And I don't like it at all. And when I heard about it, it did sadden me a lot. So Oh Bless is the platform that I'm talking about. It was sent to me in a video. A lady said, look, Narelle, I can't help you financially right now, but have a look at this. And it was on Passive, and it was a talking about Oh Bless and how it could help Mimi and how it could help the world and how it could change and bring balance back to humanity, you know, the correction to the corruption. I heard all of these words that stood out for me because that's the sort of person I am. I've been through the tough yards most of my life. You know, I've been physically and sexually and mentally abused in my younger life. And I've worked through that. You know, as I say, rock bottom is a place where you can start to move forward and build strength within yourself. Today, I love who I am. I love the person that I have become because I could stand up and go no more, you know, but sometimes we have to find that inner strength to go, this is the way it's, you know, this is not the way it's going to end. And you get up and you keep going and you keep smiling. There are days when you could sit in the corner like some and cry about your life and be sad about it. And it's okay to remember where you come from. But today I stand strong, and that's why I'm so passionate about ONPASSIVE, because that platform of Oh Bless is not only going to help my niece or great niece Mimi to be able to walk unaided one day. You can only imagine the people that it is going to help. We have Chris Johnson, who is in Michigan, which is he's working and also has what he calls ONPASSIVE Angels. They're the people that are going to be hitting the ground, helping those who are homeless. Now in Australia, yes, we have homelessness, but not like other countries, okay? We have a government that can prop you up, you know, hand you out some money. There are places that you can go for a feed, you know, and things like that. We have a lot of places in Australia where we are very rich and compassionate. You know, we're very laid back, but people will even, you know, couch surf and things like that. Doesn't matter, as long as you've got a bed, she'll be right, mate, right? However, there are many, many, many thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people out there who are desperate for help, whether they are on the street, whether it's those children in the third world countries that don't have fresh water. You know, why is it that way? You know, I saw something just recently that said, you know, they can build big churches, they can build big sports arenas, yet there's still children lying on the ground because there's, you know, they've got nothing to eat. There's no fresh water, there's no proper clothing. I support a gentleman in Uganda who is only 27, 28, and he looks after 8 orphans. Over there, they throw them out on the street if they don't want their children. You know, it saddened me because, you know, how can that happen in our world? But we've turned a blind eye to it for long enough, you know, for too long now. And it's time for us to step up and be the change that we need in this world. So we have leaders here. We have Chris doing that for homelessness. You know, there are many, and I would love to hear many stories. I think it would be great, Chris, to actually put together a portfolio of stories of people, you know, of wanting to help, or those who they know who are suffering in our world. You know, I'm sure, Peter, there is somebody that you know that has, you know, had a hard time in life, if not yourself, because most of us here have been through those hardships. So I hope you don't mind me sharing that today. There are many things that I could share. I lost money online. $16,000 is not probably a lot to some people, but for me, it was a lot of money. And I tried and I tried, and there was people who said to me, Narelle, I see you put in 100%. How are we supposed to do it if you can't make it work? And the reason why I didn't make it work was because when they promised me that they would support, when they promised me that they would be there, when they promised me that they would stand up beside me, they failed me. They failed me. They saw the big number I had on Facebook and they thought, oh, we'll get all these people, she can talk to them, but they failed me because I wasn't that person. Yes, I can talk, and yes, I can sell because I'm a florist by trade, and I was able to sell flowers, you know, and I loved what I did. But the thing is, you have to love what you're doing. And ONPASSIVE is that easy thing to love. It's an easy business to be a part of. And how blessed and grateful are all of us for being here today. So I'm just going to stop there, and I'm just going to hand over to Yvonne for a minute.
Thank you, Narelle. We really do feel your passion, your love, and everything that you do is on passive. And Oh Bless is just going to be amazing for everybody to help everyone. And we can't wait for all this to come into fruition. Judy, did you want to have a word? Or was that just a thumbs up?
Oh no, I was just saying I love
I
you, but
love,
yeah,
love, sorry.
yeah, but no, that's okay. But no, I do love everything. Yes,
Thank
I do.
you.
Yeah, thank you, sweetheart.
No worries. Kevin Rutledge, would you like to come out and say a few words? Maybe talk
Sure, I
about
can do
your
that.
favorite.
You want me to talk about my favorite
Yes,
platform we're looking at?
I reckon.
Man, that's a tall order. But you know, the thing that jumps out at me is I like to play around with a photo editor. So ODIT was the thing that grabbed my attention, and that's exciting me. But I could, you know, I could fill up an hour with what we have to offer. I'm not even that techie. I was a carpenter, but over the years, I picked up a thing here too, you know, and I've always been a gadget guy. You know, I've always liked the gadgets, and I'm going to be a kid in a candy store. I tell you, what I've seen so far, I'm going to, well, I turned 60 last year, so I'm going to be busy from this point forward, I believe, because of what I've seen so far is going to keep me busy. But no, ODIT looks real exciting to me. It all looks real exciting to me. The beauty of it is I don't need to know any of it. You know, I mean, we're built for everybody. So whatever level, you know, of expertise, you know, if you're a techie, awesome. You're gonna be a kid at a toy store. If you don't know how to turn on a computer, awesome. You're still gonna be successful. So we work for everything. We work for everybody. And yeah, I couldn't be happier or more proud of you know, what we've been able to do, because it's off the charts, I'm telling you.
Thank you, Kevin. That's awesome. I can't wait for ODIT as well. Like, I would love to get back into doing all these photos. I used to love Photoshop, but that was years ago, about 12 years ago, when I had not much time on my hands, but a little bit of, you know, a couple of hours at night, about midnight. I'd go and do some fun stuff with Photoshop. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. But there is so much I want to play with and have fun with. So I think it's going to be awesome. It's very exciting. Who's excited?
It is exciting.
Yay!
You mentioned Photoshop, and it's so I played around with Photoshop. It's confusing. It's
It is
complex.
now. I think Photoshop
You
4,
know,
I was loving it. I was putting heads on, you know, animals, and animals' heads on people, and, you know, taking people and putting them in, jumping off. I'm doing all sorts of things, and I was loving it. But I'm very into that sort of, you know, arty, crafty, you know, like fun stuff. And
yeah,
but yeah,
it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward, you know, because you know how we do things, user friendly. So I'm excited to see how user friendly this editor is.
I'll be honest, Kev, I had I think 2 or 3 years away from it, and I went back, and I think it was Photoshop 7, and I had no idea, so I've never touched it. I actually got lost, so I've never been on it since.
Yeah.
And
I used to
Photoshop
draw.
is quite expensive too. You know,
Yeah,
it's not a free tool, and the free part doesn't give you anything anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't give you
True.
enough if you want to do those sort of things online. So, and you do so much, Kevin, with all your posts that you're doing, even just for ONPASSIVE in the Facebook groups and things like that for people to share out. So, you know, to be able to have a platform where it's just going to be that much better, you know, and it's going to be included in that once out of pocket payment for us as founders. I think that's really fantastic.
I also heard of a really exciting way to use those images here lately too, that I'm really off the charts excited about. So but I don't want to go into too much detail on that one. But yeah, I got big plans for those images.
Absolutely. And we can't wait for it to have people back on when they start to play with those new tools, you know, to play with those platforms and say, hey, did you know this? Or did you see this? Or, you know, sharing with each other, because we don't have to worry about, oh, you know, somebody knows something more than us. You know, we all want to share what those platforms do and how amazing they are. So I think that's really exciting. Okay.
I think these webinars are just they're just going to keep going on and on, aren't they? We're just going to keep joining, you know,
It'll switch.
growing and sharing.
It'll switch over to resellers webinars soon.
Yeah.
And what I'm waiting for, especially, is when I see, oh my God, look at my wallet. That's what I'm waiting for. Let me tell you that right now. That's the best O in the business right there.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I think that'll be exciting for everybody. And can you imagine those, you know, who are less fortunate than ourselves, you know, when they start to see that sort of finances coming in, they're not going to believe it straight up. You know, they're going to think, oh, this doesn't belong to me, because they're just so used to, and I don't mean this to sound bad, but they're used to handouts. They're used to having to beg for their money. You know, they're used to having to grovel or look in bins or look under wherever, you know, sleep under the bridge, sleep in shanties. You know, they don't have things like that. So some of those people who have, even with Papua New Guinea, you know, have walked for miles and, you know, really sort of like 3 days walking and then, you know, sleeping on the side of the road just to get to where they could get something so that they could resell it on in another town to be able to buy one founder position. I mean, my goodness, you know, I think the excitement of everybody going, hey, did you get something in your wallet? Hey, did you get something in your wallet? How much do you get? You know, but for them, I think it will be an absolute amazing, an absolute godsend. Let's just say that, you know, because the blessings that will come from those people being able to change their countries, because, you know, we can hand out all we like, but we don't know exactly what's happening in their countries. We don't know exactly what they need, whether it's schools, whether it's shelter, food, water, whatever it is, somewhere to grow crops, you know, to buy the seeds. You know, it really is quite exciting to know that they are going to be able to support themselves. That is very exciting. I see, oh, Judy, you actually got your hand up.
I do. Is Lystra still on? I saw her put a message in the message, but I didn't see her picture.
No,
I didn't see her.
It either.
I'm here, Judy.
Yes, Judy. It's off the screen right now, my dear.
Yeah.
Face off.
You got a red nose. Remember that.
I know that.
But you would remember that, wouldn't you, Chris? It's healing. It's healing.
Yes, but
we don't make any judgments here. What would you like to say, Judy? What would you like to share?
She has to put her face on.
You're asking Lystra to speak?
No, I'm asking her to put her face on.
Oh.
I have something for her.
I know what you've got, but I can't put my face on. Sorry.
But you have to put your face on.
I know what you've got. I know what you got.
No, because I promised you that I would have a red nose too.
I didn't get one. I promised you that I would get one, but the one store I went in, they had none. But you look beautiful as Rudolph. Come on. That's the way to go. Chris, you need to get one too.
Fantastic. I'm sure is it. Sorry,
that
Chris.
nose has got some boogie in it, don't it? Boogie.
I'm sure as it gets close to Christmas, we'll all start wearing our reindeer ears or Santa hat and things like that, because, you know, it's all going to be very, very exciting.
It's coming, Narelle. All that. It's coming.
Yeah,
it's coming. It's around the corner.
It's not coming. It's
it's coming. We all gonna be in antlers and red Rudolph noses and all of that. It's Christmas.
Absolutely.
Well,
and we're all very excited.
Lystra's nose is so red from being sick and blowing her nose all the time. So I said, if we wore Rudolph noses, nobody would notice her red nose.
Oh, dear. Listra, we're sorry. I hope you're feeling better soon.
Oh, I am. Thank you. And I know Judy. She's a prankster. She can't help being a prankster.
Oh, good.
No offense.
Okay,
taken.
thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. Let's move right along because we've got about 5 minutes left before we have to finish off. Pam, I see you with your hand up. Couple of minutes to share something, please. That would be lovely.
Okay, first of all, I have to apologize. I sponsored my sister. I'm only kidding. Love her, love her, love her. I was wanting to talk about OConnect. We all know what Zoom's been like the last couple of big webinars we've had. And with OConnect, we're not going to have that problem. We can accommodate, we've had, what was it, 18,000 people on Zoom. And it was getting glitchy and people were getting bumped off and, you know, like everybody blames Chris and Marty, but we know who it really is. Anyway, with OConnect also, you can be in other countries and hear things in the other languages, in your own language. I'm not a techie, I'm not going to say it exactly, but hey, this is like bottom line, like just layman's terms, because that's how I talk. But anyway, I'm looking so forward to all of that, and the fact that you're going to be able to, I understand, like group off, like I don't understand all of the technical stuff, but anyways, it's going to also allow you to create as many events as you want, and you can, like, oh, there's just so much. Anyways, OConnect is one of my ones I'm looking forward to because of all of you. And Oh Bless, yes, of course, has always been my baby. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. It's so lovely to have you all on here. Now, we're coming up to time, and in Australia, we might be late when we start, but we're early to finish. Is there anyone else who would like to share with us in the next few minutes, just something about ONPASSIVE, you know, what you're feeling? The last few days have been very exciting. Peter, we have had 2 very important big founders only meeting with our CEO, Ash Mafara. If you go to your back office, you will be able to see those under webinar, the tabs webinars. They also come in under Leadership Council sometimes as well. So those are the 2 tabs besides your own team and links like that. But those 2 tabs, if you keep an eye on them, those are very important for you to keep updated as to what's happening. For any of those who are in Australia and New Zealand who would like to keep updated, Yvonne and myself and Kenton, we have a ONPASSIVE Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy. You can find us at facebook.com/Nandy, NANDY.life, LIF for Freddie E, or search ONPASSIVE Aussie Girls and a Kiwi Guy. That's our Facebook like page. We just keep you updated. We also have a YouTube channel where we record any of our recordings here. We put up there. You can share those out to anywhere in the world. Please make sure that you put your own referral link with those so that people are actually wanting to, you know, join your team in a sense, or get back to the person that has sent it to them. We do this so that Australians learn to hear. Australians are funny creatures. We are. We just love hearing Aussies. You know, we're sticklers. You know, we bet on 2 flies crawling up a wall. You know, we're laid back. We take it easy. We just want to know the facts, and we just want to know them from Aussies. Americans are beautiful people, and Canadians and all of those. But Aussies are just funny, I suppose, when you're grown up in a great big island and that's all you hear, and you think, wow, those Americans are going rah, rah, rah. Aussies go, come on, let's get back to normal.
A bit straight shooters, aren't they?
We are, and we just want to throw another sausage on the barbie, have a beer, chill out. What are you going on about, mate? We just want to know what's going on. So
A shrimp on the barbie, Narelle, not a sausage.
We don't have shrimps here, love. They called it that. I don't know why they ever did that ad, because it was the only way that Americans would understand it, by calling it a shrimp. But we have prawns, you know, and we have big king prawns, and we have tiger prawns and banana prawns, and they're all prawns, mate. You know, they're just different sizes and just different costs. And over here for a kilo of prawns is about $40 over Christmas. So it can get quite expensive to have them. But yeah, the shrimp is just this tiny little thing that I think they put in a can and then make it look like a prawn or something like that. But thanks, John. But yeah, it is. I know it was always throw another prawn, but in Australia, it's steak, mate, steak, sausages, rissoles, you know, and a salad, and chuck it on a roll and put some barbecue sauce or tomato sauce on and you're done. So, but yeah, we are laid back and we do like, yes,
Can I
John.
just very quickly? Now, for the people on the call and for the people that will be listening to this before the door closes on Founders Packages, I'd just like to say that if they do come in before the door closes, they won't have a clue on how blessed they're going to be, on how much money they're going to make, and how they're going to impact lives around the world by helping those in need. That to me is probably why I joined ONPASSIVE personally, is not only to help myself and my family, to help those around the world who genuinely need it, in whichever capacity.
Thank you, John. A nice note to finish off with. Thank you so much. Thank you also for our Leadership Council, Chris Johnson, Marty DeGamo, I don't know if he's here, and everyone else that has joined us. I'm looking at all the pages, sorry, but thank you all for joining us. It's so lovely to have you all here. Narelle, great host. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Truly a great friendship we've got there. Thank you so much for your love and patience, and get me out here too, to stepping out my comfort zone for sure this is. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Yvonne. I really appreciate that. For all our Aussie and New Zealand people on here tonight, this afternoon, thank you so much for your love and support. We are getting there. We are growing, okay? And together that we can do this. Remember, only little tiny bit to go, okay? So get out there and share as much as you can. If you know people who are struggling, this is for them. They don't know it yet, as Marty said to Peter, I think, you know, you don't know it yet, or Chris may have said it. You don't know it yet, how lucky you are to be where you are right now as a founder in this multi-billion-dollar business and company, and to have a CEO which has so much heart. But we welcome you, Peter. A couple of days, fantastic. Go out there, share it with whoever. For all those on the call who have been in ONPASSIVE for some time, please just keep remembering that there are people out there that you may not have spoken to yet who really, really need to hear about ONPASSIVE. It will change their lives, and not only their lives, the lives of their families for generations to come. So we want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Without you, we wouldn't have a webinar. And you know, we have grown. We started with only getting a few people on here in Australia and New Zealand, and we keep growing, and today we're up in the 60s. So how fantastic is that?
Thank you.
Yeah, so many webinars. Thank you, Richard. We appreciate everyone who's been here today. If there is anything you need to say, Yvonne, I don't know whether you want me to play the song. I think today we might just
Would you want to?